then guessing, you know, sometimes when you're not sure, you put that C. Yeah, I did that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jennifer here. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Jennifer. I am a mother of two. I am a nursing student. I share that life with you guys on this channel. Hopefully you guys will stick around and follow. In today's video, I just want to kind of share with you my first experience of nursing school, kind of give you my feedback of what I experienced and things that I wish somebody had told me before I started school. I hope that this video actually helps not only people that are currently in school, but people that are considering to go into nursing school, people that are currently taking prerequisites and trying to figure out what healthcare field that they might be interested in, just anything in general. With that being said, my first semester of nursing school is completed. Yes. Hallelujah. To be honest with you, I didn't know if I was going to make it, but I did. And I guess I didn't realize like what to expect. And because I didn't know what to expect, couldn't gauge on how hard it was going to be. And I remember walking in with so much anxiety the first day of school and feeling like, okay, like I can do this. This is not going to be a big deal. It was a lot of information on the first day. I've never felt so overwhelmed in my life. And it was just a lot of different components being added daily. And I felt like really overwhelmed. And these resources, while helpful, I felt like it was just a lot. There was ATR resources, there was PowerPoint resources, there were slides, there was lecture, you know, and they would be like, focus on this, focus on that. And it was just a lot of details that I didn't know where to shift. And next thing I know, you know, you have tests, then you have skills, and then sometimes you have it on the same day, and your brain just feels like it never has time to relax. And I think that's one of the quickest things I realized is you really got to learn to pace yourself. You really got to focus. Like, just because it's the first day and maybe the material is very light doesn't mean you get to have like a chill day. It really honestly means like you really need to focus as hard as you can, like your test is tomorrow. Second thing I really realized is that studying harder does not equate to excelling in tests. And that's something that was really hard for me to reality with, because I'm so used to like, let's study all the material, memorize everything, and be able to regurgitate it for the test. Nursing school is not about that, especially nursing exam. They really want you to know the material and be able to apply it. I think that was a key point that my instructor would always tell me is like, hey, don't just memorize the material. Try to really sit down, understand it, and then be able to apply it in situation. And I felt like I wasn't able to do that effectively, which is why I ended up making simple mistakes on certain test questions and then realizing afterwards like, oh, it was so simple. Why did I overthink this problem? Or why didn't I realize this information back then, and etc. So another thing that I realized is nursing school program is very strict and very serious. The deadline is a deadline. They won't really give you an extension unless you have really like extenuating circumstances. I remember there are a couple of cohorts that actually didn't make it to our next semester simply because they missed like the simple stuff, right? They are very strict and they are very upfront and letting you know like, here it is and you got to plan accordingly. Don't expect us to work around your schedule. So the thing about nursing school is I didn't really expect how exhausted I would be, and I could be partially my fault, right? At the beginning, I was working both day and night shift because I wanted to maintain my full-time status at work. And it got to the point where I just slept when I could, if I could. And the crazy part it is, I'm so glad I like shifted from, I stopped working day and night shift. And this is a side note, is that there was one day I had scheduled myself terribly. I had work Sunday night. I came off of my shift in the morning at 7 a.m. Monday morning, and I went to take my test an hour later. And that was the most excruciating time of my life because I had studied all week for this farm test so hard. I mean, every single day I put my work in to learn this material. The day of the test, but then that 1 hour, I have forgotten everything. Like, I mean everything. I couldn't remember anything. And I remember just sitting there in front of my test going, oh my God, I don't know. And I remember just like, oh, I hope I know this. And guessing, sometimes when you're not sure, you put that C. Yeah, I did that. Thank God I passed. My instructor pulled me aside, and she and I were talking about how we can make improvements and what happened. And I told her exactly. I was like, oh, I just got off my shift and I only had like 1 hour and I didn't want to miss the test. And she looked at me and she said, you're very crazy and you need to do better. And that's when I realized I needed to really prioritize school. Here's the last thing I didn't expect. I didn't expect that I would be so torn being a mom and being a student. And I always felt like I was always struggling this battle. Like, do I study? If I had like an hour, do I study my material for like the hour, or do I spend time with my kids before they go to sleep and then study? Like, I just always felt torn in between. Or if I had a test coming up, instead of spending time with my family during the weekends, I would be like, let me focus on studying. And then I would hear like laughter downstairs, and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm missing time with my family. And I just felt completely torn between it all. But honestly, the one solid thought that came to my mind is I'm putting investment toward my future for the sake of my family. And the future that I envision for us is a financial stability that will be able to help my kids do all the things that they really want to do in life, right? Whether that's activities or that's like hobbies or whatever it is. When I started shifting my mindset to I'm not choosing my time to study over them, but rather I'm choosing to invest my time in studying so that I can provide us a better future. I felt like I was able to really focus hard and study harder and more effectively. It all, after completing my first semester of nursing school, is that if I'm capable, so are you. I didn't think I could make it, honestly. I really thought this was the end game of it all. But I learned that sometimes pressure is good, and sometimes you need that pressure to be able to really hone in on the skill sets, or to become a better person, or become a better version of yourself, right? You can't always live like vicariously through other people and hope for the better. Like, sometimes you need that pressure to kind of push yourself harder for a better life, for a better chance, for whatever that goal might be for you for 2026. As I sit here today, and if you're watching this video, and if you're in doubt, if you're not sure, if you're thinking about certain career shift, I would say go do it. You only have one life. Don't regret it. I feel like all sacrifice will lead to something better, and I feel like I'm currently sacrificing certain aspects of my life so that I can provide a better life for my family. I hope that this video helped you guys out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.